Hey, this is Jim here from His Nature Farm. I want to welcome you back to take a look at where we are in our second project. Well, here it is, our second project on the property at His Nature. This is a 1,200 to 1,500 square foot, 2-bedroom, 2-bath home that we have sort of designed and built here. Well, actually, I had it framed by a subcontractor, so I'm not cheating. But we needed to get this done for my in-laws. But I wanted to show you this place. It came out fantastic. I'm just thrilled at the way it looks, the design and everything. I'm gonna take you around and just give you a kind of tour of what we got going on here. And so what you'll see here first is a nice front porch. Here we have these large windows. These windows are 6 feet 6 inches tall by 5 feet wide. They're ginormous for this house. Also, we have a 5-foot center door, which we don't have yet, obviously, because we had to order them and we had a little delay. This is a 5.0 door, meaning it's 5 feet wide by 8 feet tall. A little hard to get, so it's going to be a delay in getting this door and that rear door you see over there. But other than that, the windows are in. This porch here is about 6.5 feet wide by 34 feet, 6.5 feet deep by 34.5 feet wide. And we have a conventionally framed roof. That's right. No trusses in this building. And, you know, it's amazing. When guys know how to frame, the crew here that knows how to frame, they did a great job. And what we're doing here, we're going to have obviously some columns coming down here. We're going to have 4 of them going along the front of this building. And because I'm going to have a bit of a rustic look to it, these are going to get wrapped in 1x material, cypress probably. Cypress posts, cypress wrap beam here, and the deck is also going to be cypress. We picked that out yesterday. Why cypress? Well, really simple. Cypress is one of the best woods when it comes to rot and resistance to insects, and it lasts a really long time. And if you stain it properly, it can look great. Up there on the lid, on the ceiling here, tongue and groove, probably pine. So I believe we've kind of confirmed that. But come on in, let's take a look real briefly. All right, so what you got here is you have a living room area here with a center dining area here, and we have a kitchen right in here. Now, it may be deceiving, but it's a pretty good sized kitchen. This kitchen is probably rather large for this house. That's 12 feet from there to there, 14 feet across, pretty large. We have these large, again, 5.0, 6.6 windows here, and look at that view. They have an awesome view. Every part of this property has a view. It is better than I expected. You know, it's funny, when you look at it through a window, it frames it. It looks like a painting, and it really does change how it looks. And here, I decided to put in and kind of consulted with them on putting in a wide, 7-foot wide by 4-foot tall window here that's operational on both sides with a picture window right in the middle. Why is that? Well, look at the view, right? Look at the view. We really don't want to impede the view. We also want to have some operational windows to let some airflow. So we wanted to do this. This is going to be directly above the kitchen cabinets, the sink in the middle and the cabinets here. So no upper cabinets here, maybe a couple here and a couple along here. Before I take you outside, let's take a look at the master real quick. This is the master bedroom. You know, master bedrooms get crazy in size. This is a nice size bedroom, 14 by 14, same big 7-foot window going across here. As you can see, it is 7 foot again, same exact size, but look at the view out their window. I mean, it's phenomenal. I don't know if that video can capture it, but the leaves are just coming in. Once we get our grading done and some of our cleanup down here, we hope to have some sheep right down there. So what could it be better? Looking at sheep from your back window. I don't know what's better. I really don't know. Anyway, this is a nice and good size square bedroom. You may have asked, well, why did you not make this a very low window. Well, we wanted to leave some wall space. Being it's a 14 by 14, we want to give some options to the owners. We want to give some options. You know, you have a wall there, and a wall here. You may want to put your bed here. Well, if you have a bed and a headboard, you know, you want it a little higher. If the windows are down, you're going to be blocking the window. Probably not going to put a bed there. Probably going to put a bed here, because when you get up in the morning, you're going to have that view. This is southeast facing. So you got this beautiful view in the morning. The sun comes up like right there and kind of curls over. So great spot, great location. Now let's take a look here at the master bathroom. Master bathroom. Again, now we wanted to put as much as we could in this little house. And we did it. We did this a little bit on the fly as we kind of felt it. And I'm going to talk to you in a minute about that at the end of this, about designing a house. But anyway, vanity going here, double bowl vanity right here, right? And then we have a walk-in shower, very low curb, if any curb at all. Area for the commode, the toilet right here. You know, as folks get older, you might need some grab bars and stuff like that. So we're going to be able to put some nice grab bars here, and even in the shower, some grab bars, a little seat if necessary. And look at this. We got the window way up there. The window is way up there, probably over 8 feet tall. No need of curtains, no need of anything else. And it lets the light come in, and also so you can have that bright sunshine. But also when you tile these showers, if you have a lot of water hitting here, right, you have this all tiled, this whole wall tiled, and I don't know if you've ever seen this, they'll sometimes wrap this with tile. Not really the greatest thing, but being up there, you can tile wrap it, put tile on the sill and everything. No water really gets up there, therefore no mildew. And you'll usually see that a lot in bathrooms, a lot of mildew around the windows in the bathrooms, particularly when, again, in the shower or in the tub area. So that's great here. And of course, here we have a nice closet. It's larger than a standard closet. It's probably 3 feet deep, 6.5 feet wide, very tall. Again, every door in here is 8 feet tall. It gives the house a sense of elegance. If you see here, 8 foot tall doors, 10 foot tall ceilings, gives a sense of elegance. Also, when you open the door here, gives you access to the top part of this closet. So just by closet design, you can do a lot in a closet, fit a lot of clothes in here. Good size, what we can fit in here, which was really good. So let's take you around here. Probably there's two really distinct parts of this house that I'm going to show you here in a minute that I really love. Here's a little hallway with the typical bathroom. This is a full bath. We have a tub, standard tub with standard vanity and commode there. And then we have, again, the window up high, again, tile, all tile up in here. And then here we have a little laundry room. This is very small. This is probably designed for a stackable, maybe a side-by-side, large door. And here's a pointer too. I just want to let you know, when you're designing these sorts of things, sometimes you want these big doors because you're going to bring your laundry machines in. The problem is when you open this door, it's got a huge swing, right? If it's a 36-inch door, which I think this one actually is, it swings out and it goes way far, and it could hit the washer or dryer sitting there. So easy solution for that. You don't put one big 36, you put two 18-inch doors, and you have them swing inward, nice and narrow. You can leave them open, and if you do that, it'll work great, and you won't have that swing, and you could utilize more of your laundry room. So anyway, let's take a look out here, which is the last room up in here. Now this is absolutely spectacular here. So what you're looking at here, this is the front bedroom, but for my father-in-law who wanted an office and a certain type of office, we put in this, and I don't think you can really appreciate it, but let me go in here, put in this doorway that makes it feel so elegant, this bedroom. And this isn't a small bedroom, it's probably 12, 13 feet wide, but I don't know if you could see that. We have closets on either side of the of the door, and we did that on purpose. One is we needed a small interior closet here in the room, make it a bedroom, but that's also a coat closet at the front door, so that's on the other side. But it gives this elegant entrance, right? It's very tall, if you can tell here, right? It's very, very tall, and here is something really cool. This door is only 4 feet wide, but 8 feet tall. It gives the elegant feeling of just this elegant room with this narrow and tall door, and it fits perfectly. Now, we also have it where it's framed, where we can put in a large trim. That's another thing. When you're framing these, you got to consider, particularly in a small house where you're really banking on as much room as possible. You got to think about the trim you're putting in. If you don't have enough room here, you're going to have a narrow trim, and it might not get that elegant look the way we want. So we're looking at a 6-inch trim at least going up the size of these here. So this is a great room. It's got a beautiful front window looking out on the front porch. I mean, I don't know what you can ask for. I love it. I think it's great. And it really came out dynamite for us. It really did. So anyway, I guess the icing on the cake is this back porch. This is a back porch that overlooks the property. It is 10 feet by 20 feet, right? And it basically, if you can tell here, it's designed that you can just come here and take a look at the property. It's got shade in the afternoon, particularly on those hot days where you can come out here. You're not sitting in the bright sunshine in the afternoon. It may be warm. We're going to put some ceiling fans up in here, 10-foot ceilings. Again, the same thing, a large 8 by 12 wrapped thing here, right? And header beam, right? And again, we're going to put 8 by 8 columns going up and down, 1, 2, 3 of these. Now, we're going to design it where you got this nice, beautiful window here, right? You don't want to be looking at a column. So we're going to design it where the columns are going to frame this window. So when you're looking from inside out the back, the columns are going to additionally frame the view out there. It's all just strategic and planning when you're building a house. Okay, I want to talk to you about something that has to do with design. And I discovered this really probably over the last couple of years as I've been working on homes. And it's something that you really can't do unless you build yourself, but maybe you can do it. Maybe you got a very understanding contractor, or he's a best friend. He has to be. I want to talk to you about watching when you get an architect. Okay, now look, I love architects. They're great. I mean, they're needed, particularly engineering, ones that have like an engineering ability to do a seal, an engineered seal, which is for structure. It's required typically on most plans. But because this is a farm, because we have very limited plans, we're gonna have a lot of permit requirements here, we get to do some things. And one of them is, and I want to talk to you about it, one of them is this. When you're designing your house, it's nice to have the outside walls and the footprint of the building. It's great. You have the footprint of the building, you get an idea of the room sizes and stuff like that. However, here's a problem with some of that. When you do it on paper, it's kind of like the homes are a little more mechanical. Let me tell you what I mean. It seems like to me when you're building, it's more of an art than it is a mechanical kind of process. Sometimes when you get an architect and you give him the plans, you have this design and he draws it in there and they want to put the kitchen here and the doors here and everything else. It's still, even with the 3D walkthroughs and all the technology and stuff like that, it doesn't, sometimes in your middle of building, you realize, a closet will go good there. And maybe we should extend these cabinets here. And maybe we should put a doorway here. Because when you're there, you can design the house as you're building it. Now, I don't mean the major structural components, okay? A builder will shoot me for saying that. You can't do that. But interior-wise, like we did here, we designed the interior walls on this property after the shell was built. And we walked through and we said, you know what? I think it'll look good here. Oh, that room looks a little small. These doors over here on this office, we made them on the fly. We realized, you know what, the closets were a little too small. You know, I decided, well, let's make a narrow door, gives it a lot more of a grand look. If that was all on a plan, it wouldn't have been in the plan, and it would have been put up, and it would have looked funny. The closets would have been real narrow, stuff like that. So sometimes I think building a house is like a piece of art. It's kind of like your land. It's kind of like the farm here at His Nature. Sometimes when you start painting, you start the canvas, right? It's like an art. You say, you know what? I'm going to put the house over here. And then when you see the house, you're like, you know what? A bush looks great over here. You know what? How about instead of that, we'll put a fence here. It's kind of like painting. It's kind of like Bob Ross, right? You're like, I'll put a little bit of purple here, a little bit of white or something blue here. When you start the painting, it's very hard to look at a white canvas when you're trying to build and decide everything. It's impossible, whether it be the house itself or whether it be the landscaping. And when you just look at when it lays out, particularly if you have a hard time to visualize land, or it's hard to see things. Some of us are gifted with the ability to be visionaries and to see stuff, but others are not. A lot of folks don't, and that's not their gift set. You may see it in your mind, but the other people don't. And when you see it, you tend to be able to look and start to see how the bushes and how the walkways and how the side landscaping and hardscaping is going to look. But you got to start. You got to start. I would tell anybody, if you can, refrain from putting everything down on paper. Do as little as you can. And if you have a very understanding builder, or you're subcontracting, or hey, even better yet, if you're building yourself, you can do miraculous things, and it could just make the place flow, make the place look great. On this closing, I'm going to close here, and before I do that, I'm going to show you just another shot of this home, and maybe you can get an idea of what I'm saying. This is what I mean. This layout of this house and where it is situated on the lot, with the trees, and the way it looks when you pull up, the way it looks with the valley in the background, is all about the design and where we actually place the house. But I think after we build it, you could just see how nice it looks. The setting for this house is perfect, and it is just really great when you get it right. Especially, you can't move it when it's done. So I just wanted to say, don't go crazy trying to write everything down. Building a house, building a farm, building the landscape, yes, it's functional, but it's also artistic. God has made us creative, and it's fun to create. Doesn't always go right, but when it goes right, it really could be a great blessing. So hey, do me a favor, like and subscribe. Give us any comments you have. If you like this house, what you think. This is Jim from His Nature Farm. You have a great and blessed day.